Previously, I bought these two cars from BCA auction and I had a challenge to fix them and flip them for a profit within 48 hours. But this Astra had a mystery massive coolant leak and the BCA auction essential check didn't say anything about coolant issues. So as you can see, this car has no coolant and the coolant expansion tank is leaking. But luckily I had some coolant on me so I could top up the coolant so I can make it back home. And luckily the coolant lasted till I got home and the temperature gauge did not move. So when I got home I replaced the coolant tank, but there was still a leak somewhere. So I've replaced the coolant expansion tank, but the car is still leaking coolant and I can see exactly where it's coming from now. And if you don't already know, I bought this car to do it up and flip it for a profit. The silver Mazda 2, that car sold within 2 hours of putting it up for sale. So this one's a bit delayed because I got to fix it. So if you guys have a look, you can see that there's a leak going on down there and it's coming from the water pump, guys, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that. So in today's video, we're going to be replacing the water pump because the water pump's leaking everywhere. I've already replaced the coolant expansion tank, as you can see over there. So let's do the water pump and fingers crossed that solves the water leak. So let's not waste any time and get started on this so I can get this car for sale as quick as possible. The first thing I'm doing is putting the jack underneath the engine to support it, so when I take the engine mount off, the engine don't fall to the floor. So now the engine's now supported, it's time to disconnect the mass airflow sensor and get the airbox out. And then that will give me access to the bolts on the engine mount. So I've just taken the airbox out, but there's this thing connected to the airbox for some reason, and I don't have a clue why. So I can't really take it out fully. I now have access to the engine mount bolts, so let's get them out. There you go, engine mount's now off. I've already run into an issue, my Torx bit won't fit, so I'm going to have to find another way to get these bolts out. I'm just cracking the water pump pulley bolts before I take the belt off. So I've got the belt off and now this is now free to run. So let's get these little things off. These bolts were a little bit fiddly to get off because they don't have a lot of space to work with. The water pump's now visible and look how bad the leak is. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the water pump is just dripping. It's literally just dripping, guys. And if I put my hand underneath it, the back bit, look at all of that. That is terrible. Anyway, let's get the water pump off and put the new one on. But look at all of that. That is not good, is it? Let's get these bolts out of the water pump and get it off and put the new one on. So if you guys have a look, you can see how bad this was leaking and look at the seal as well. Have a listen to the old water pump. Don't know if you guys can hear that. And then have a listen to the new one. So you can't hear anything, can you? So let's put the new water pump on. So before I put the new one in, let's give the hole a good clean and give it a sand as well, just to make sure that it gets a good seal. So the hole is being cleaned, so I'm going to plug the hole with this. The hole's now plugged, it's time to give it a light sand. And the reason I do this is so that the new gasket has a clean surface to seal to. Alright, let's get the new water pump in. The new water pump's now in, let's put everything back together and see if that's fixed it. Let's put the water pump pulley back on. And let's tighten up all the engine mount bolts. And after making sure the engine mount bolts are tight, let's put the airbox back in. And finally, the last thing to do is to just top up the coolant. Right, the coolant's now topped up to the correct level. Let's give the car a start to try and bleed the cooling system. So I'm going to leave the car running for a bit to try and bleed out any air bubbles in the cooling system. So I've turned the car on. I've got the heater on full and on warm. But the only thing is the fan has come on for some reason. I don't know why the fan's come on. I'm just revving the car at 2000 RPM for a bit until the coolant gauge. So it's starting to get warm now, but the temperature gauge isn't moving for some reason. So I wonder what's happened there. Right, good news, the fan's now turned off. There's no bubbles coming through the expansion tank, which is good. So all I gotta do is take the car for a drive to just make sure it drives good. So that's it, the car's now complete. We're gonna go for a quick drive to just make sure everything's all right. The coolant level hasn't dropped now. I've put the coolant cap back on. The car's been running for about 20 minutes. It's up to temperature, so it feels good to fix it. I'm gonna relist it again for sale tonight, and hopefully I can get it gone by the weekend. So car's now fixed. And yeah, I'm happy that it wasn't a head gasket, and I'm really happy that it was just coolant leak. So I was really worried at the start. I thought it was the head gasket that was gone. There wasn't any signs of head gasket. There isn't any signs. There isn't any sludge in the oil cap. There isn't any coolant or oil mixing or anything like that. There isn't any bubbling in the coolant tank. There isn't any of that. So thank God it was just a coolant leak, and the car doesn't overheat either. So thank God the car's complete, and yeah, hopefully I can get this one sold over the weekend. So let's go for a quick drive and just see how the car drives. Right, it's time to go for the first drive in this car after I've done the water pump and then check if the coolant's still leaking. But the car's up to temperature now, so let's go for the first drive and see how it drives. So yeah, it's a solid car though. Apart from those leaks that the car had, this car is actually a solid car. Like, I've been driving it about for a couple of days and I've had no issues with it whatsoever. So for 124,000 miles, yeah, this car is a bloody good car for that mileage. And there's no issues with the engine as well. And this car's also been regularly serviced throughout its lifetime, because I've got all the service history, and it was last serviced at 120,000 miles, and now it's 124,000 miles. And it's only had 2 owners as well, which is good. So far so good. No issues at all, which is good. But I had to buy a coolant expansion tank for it as well, and the water pump, so the car's literally done. It's good to go now, and I'm just happy that I fixed it now. I could relist it for sale again and just get this one gone, because the Mazda 2 sold within 2 hours of putting it up for sale. But I see you guys once I get back home anyways, just to check on the coolant, see if the coolant's dropped at all or if there's any issues on the way. See you guys when I get back home. So guys, as you can see, the coolant has not moved and the coolant is not leaking at all. So the car is officially fixed, and I'm happy to say that the car is complete and it's ready for sale now.